channel. How are you all doing? Morning Diamond, morning David, morning Mohammed, morning Mr. Chris. How are you all doing? Wednesday morning. I'm late this morning, sorry, not organised at all, so we'll crack on, shall we? Got a new layout this morning, so we'll see how this goes. Basically, I'm just trying to get the links across to everybody constantly. So look, I've got a little scroller on the bottom now. So I've redone the chart size, so hopefully it's all visible and everything's okay. But basically all the links to everything you need now are flying past the bottom of the screen. So hopefully it'll stop people saying, where's this, where's that? Which is not a problem. I can answer the questions, but obviously it's all down there now. Good, isn't it? Morning Virginia even. Morning Kennelly. Morning John, how are you all doing? Right, we'll have a look at the news for the day to start off with. Morning Joaquin. So news-wise, the CPI for the Aussie was out overnight. 6.8, 0.2 miss year on year. 0.4 miss year on year, which isn't the end of the world, but obviously it is a miss on CPI, which is good for Australia, but means that they will take their foot off the gas potentially on interest rates, which would be negative currency. So we'll see how the market reacts to that. We'll have a look at the charts in a minute for the Aussie. But yeah, negative hit there. The only other news we've got today is pending home sales, which is a load of rubbish. So no news day today. So normal market actions, reactions and manipulation today. News-wise overnight, there was a little bit of news on the yen. I don't think there's anything impacted particularly there. The main news last night, I posted this in the Telegram group last night as well. Biden, the banking crisis is not yet over. So there's a problem potentially looming with more banks. So beware of the yen, potentially Swiss franc as well. We might get some more movement on that. So we need to just be a little careful with what's going on with the yen. So we'll see what happens there. Right. There's the news. That's it for news. ADRs so far today, nothing. So obviously the Aussie movement this morning wasn't dramatic enough to make any impact on ADR. We've got some RSIs, which we'll look at on the hourlies in a minute. But we watch the DAX open. We've got 5 minutes to the open. And we'll watch the DAX first of all. So a quick whiz through the Aussies. As you can see, there's a little bit of negative movement. Aussie CAD. Little bit, it's not really negative, is it? Sideways Aussie Swiss. Aussie yen, little bit of bullishness. So there's a bit of weakness in the yen this morning. Aussie New Zealand is down and Aussie US is a little bit down as well. So nothing particularly dramatic. If you look through the yen pairs are a little bit strong out of Asia, and New Zealand, bit mixed on New Zealand. So not really any movement or any news overnight, which is nice. I've got new links as well, by the way, which you'll see flying across the bottom of the screen, but also going into chat, there's new links. So I've bought a new domain, basically, the mst.info, and I've put short URLs in place. So basically, if you want to know about fundamentals, it's the mst.info/fundamentals. Bootcamp is the mst.info/bootcamp, mst.info/indicators/live room /you get it /strategies, education. There's lots of words you might want to use. They all go to the website now. So it just means you haven't got to type in the market structure trader.com and all that rubbish. So there you go. Been busy, haven't I? Morning Rahul, morning Baggy, morning David, morning Satan's Flip Flop, morning Seymour, morning Stuart, morning Steve, morning Stevie, morning y'all, morning Michael. So 5 minutes to go to the open, just under. Good day yesterday, banked 1% on the H1 set file. I'll quickly whiz through the results from yesterday. So the ADR set file banked 0.65%. 3 open positions at the moment. Wasn't a lot of ADRs. We haven't had a lot of ADRs, not a lot of movement basically, have we, for the last week? So a bit flat. So ADRs, the H1 mean reversion banked 0.5%, banked 1% yesterday, 0.5% so far this morning, sitting in 3.3. The aggressive drawdown control position is that I put on the pound CAD is still working. It's not going anywhere though. The H4 mean reversion banked 0.25% yesterday, and it's banked 0.25% this morning, and 0.25% the day before that. Seems to be quite regularly banking 0.25%, which is fine. And the H1 mean reversion did 1.6% yesterday, and 0.5% this morning. So this set file I'm really starting to like. This is my set file that I'm developing for prop. So it's only 13, nearly 14% this month. Well, actually in two and a bit weeks, isn't it? 2.5 weeks. So yeah, liking this set file. I know a few people are running this in prop at the moment. They've been DMing me in Telegram, passing prop with this, and yeah, looking like a goodie. But we'll see. I'm going to run that forward test for a good month yet. So DAX, we got a huge gap up on the DAX this morning. Let's get some thumbs up if we can. Got 53 people watching, 17 likes. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. DAX gap fill potential there today. So we got a big rundown. 100-point potential downside on that today. Similar, where's my pen gone? Where's it going to be today? Where's it going to be? Oh, it's up there. This thing, right? Every morning when I launch this thing, it launches in a different place. When you've got a 48, right, I've got 3 monitors. I've got a 48-inch monitor here. I've got 2 28 inches at the sides. When you launch it, it picks a corner of a monitor at random to go live and launching. So I have to hunt it every morning. I never know where it's going to be. And it doesn't put itself actually like that. What it does is it hides itself. You can see, yeah. So you can see the little black bit I'm holding on to down here. It hides itself, and that's all you can see. And I've got a black background on my monitor. So it's very annoying. So market's open. There's your pre-market 15 opening range. So this big gap here is pretty equivalent to what we had there. That's what we did after that gap up. And then we came back down and filled it 3 days later, 4 days later, really. So we may get a run up today. If we're going to run up today, we've got the high of last week and then the high of the previous week as potential targets. So there's a lot of upside momentum today. If this is going to be a gap and go, which is that. Yeah, gap, go. Upside target is going to be 153.29. And then second target to the upside, we're looking at 154.80. So pre-market 15, you are long on that already at the moment. Savell, can you explain all of your indicators and EAs? Yes, but not in here, because I would have to sit down with you for approximately 6.5 years to do that. Honestly, I'm pretty overwhelmed when I look at your website and I have no idea where or how to get started or what is good or not. Right, so there's links going in the chat right now. There's links running across the bottom of the screen right now, yeah? So if you go to the website is sectioned into very simple parts. Indicators. Anything you want to know about any indicator is explained in detail in a video lasting between half an hour to 3 hours. Multiples, yeah? If you want to learn about the market reverse inertia indicator, these will give you everything you need to go. And every indicator here has a full description in detail, right? Expert advisors, market reversal alerts EA. This will trade market reversal alerts on multiple conditions. There are multiple strategies which are in the strategy section. The free education section, right? If you want to learn how I trade and how I generate all my revenue, you need to go to the Position Trading Bootcamp. The Position Trading Bootcamp explains in detail, 10 to 12 hours long, how I trade, why I trade, how the market moves, multi-time frame analysis, all of the indicators, what they do, what they're telling you, why I use them, how to position trade, how to manage risk, how to manage drawdown, and basically how to execute every strategy I do. Yeah, that's all explained in the bootcamp. But if you're looking for a quick 30-minute, this is how you trade, not here, not anywhere. So everything you need is on the website, right? And it's all free. 31 pip stop. We seem to have potentially gone. Platform's frozen. Let me connect in the Netherlands. That's closer. Hopefully that helps, Savel. Which set file is that you speak of, Lee? Was that the hedging or mean reversion? This one, this is the H1 hedging set file that I put in Telegram. So there's a link in Telegram to this. This is the H1 hedging. That one, it's anyway. Oh, an MT4. Don't do this to me this morning. Thefi. I never know how to pronounce your name. I have a question about price torch feature in the market reverse, price touch feature in the market reversal at CA. In the blog, you recommend using 500 bars to verify the price level. Can you elaborate on this? Well, no. How do you want me to elaborate on it? Basically what it means is, let's say, for example, you set 145.18 as your price touch level, yeah? It has to have touched that and reversed within 500 previous bars, yeah? It's as simple as it sounds. When you get the reversal alert, it has to have done a touch on that level within 500 previous candles, yeah? Make sense? Is that what you mean? It is literally that simple. There's no it has to have touched the price level within 500 candles or 50 candles, or whatever you set it to, yeah? Okay, so 5-minute opening range is in. We're still pushing higher. Your target for 1.5 hour. Oh, I haven't got this fib set up for 1.5 hour. Okay. That's not 1.5 hour. It's meant to have another one on the front. That's why. I guess your 1.5 hour target for the pre-market 15 is above yesterday's high. Let's see how we go there. But we're breaking out the long at the moment. When does the EA start counting the bars? Does the EA put a visual cue? No, it doesn't put a visual cue. If you want to verify it, test it in the strategy tester. It's very easy to test in the strategy tester, but it starts counting the bars from when you get the reversal alert. So basically, as soon as the reversal alert triggers, it goes, have I touched this level? Yes or no? Excellent. Was it within the X number of bars since the guy asked me? 50 bars. So did it touch that level within 50 bars ago? If yes, trade. Yeah. Savel, thanks, it does. Just want to know really which is a good one to get started with and stick to. There are so many, and as you say, I don't want to watch 6 years when I could focus on something specific. What is a good one? So the position trading bootcamp. If you're going to do anything of mine ever, do the position trading bootcamp. that teaches you everything you need to know about how I trade. If you don't know about candlestick patterns and all that sort of stuff, then you might be a bit overwhelmed, in which case go to the other free trading videos and watch all of this. But I would have to say your comment that I don't want to put the time in means, not saying you're lazy, but I'd put the time in if I were you. This isn't something you can learn in 10 minutes. You're going to need 2 to 4 years of your life and then a load of capital to make this work. So you've got to put the hours in. Morning, Guido. But yeah, the position trading bootcamp. Depends how experienced you are. If you've been trading for a couple of years, Savell, don't know how to say your name. If you've been trading for a couple of years, the bootcamp will make total sense to you. And that will change your perspective on how you look at the market, basically. Right. So we've reversed back down towards the low. So if you're trading the pre-market 15, you've probably been stopped out. Delete. If you're trading the 5-minute opening range break, you are short. So if we get that break at that low, I suspect we're running for the lows there. Watch this level for a bounce, obviously. However, that looks like where we're heading today. If we get that break and hold of the lows, see where we go. As I say, there's no news today. So we've got no news catalysts to drive us in either direction today for any currency pair. So it's just a case of sitting and waiting to see what price action does today. Which strategy are you running running the demo on? H1 hedging, H1 hedging. So this is the H1 hedging set file. Yeah. Please confirm that H1 mean reversion is the RSI level on H1 and entry on M5. No, it's entry on M5, not entry on M15, Baggy. Go back to school. Back to school with you. Yeah. If you're trading H1, you're trading M5. If you're trading H4, you're trading M15. If you're trading daily, you're trading hourly. If you're trading weekly, you're trading 4 hourly. Yeah. Analysis time frame for RSI or trend. Entry time frame for market reversal alerts. Day 2 bootcamp. I like telling people off. So H1 M5 or H4 M15. Although at H4 I'm actually trading on M5 entry at the moment. Doesn't really matter, to be honest. So we've got a bit of a whippy session at the open at the moment. So the 5-minute opening range break, you are short. Pre-market 15, you've got one stop out long, and you are also now short as well. So hopefully this goes out the lows. If it does, and you're trading both of those, happy days. You have a nice big profitable day today. So I have so bootcamp sound good. Yeah, you need some basic understanding of how to trade. Basically, what the bootcamp will do is it will unpick all of the bad habits you're in, and it will explain where you're going wrong and why you're going wrong, basically. Oh, I thought I was going to get another advert then. So this screen here kind of sums it up. Yeah, all these issues that traders have here. Anybody that has any of those issues, the bootcamp basically addresses and unpicks all of that. Basically tells you why these things happen. It's a light bulb moment for most people because they don't realize. Everybody can identify with, I've got a fear of missing out on trades I jump in too late. I keep trying to pick the tops and the bottoms and getting stopped out. I keep moving my stop to break even and get stopped out, etc., etc. Everyone can identify the problems they have. People don't think about why it happens. It's very, very, very simple. And very simple to fix as well. Okay, ORB is short, very nicely short. So we're out the lows. So you're looking at potentially a drop of somewhere between 60 to 70 points to the downside. As I said, just watch this area here for a bounce at 151.78-ish. If we do get a bounce, it doesn't necessarily mean we're going to stop. So I just need to adjust position. Okay. Well, here goes my day watching and learning. Watch me on 1.25 speed. Yeah, speed me up. I talk really fast though, so in fact, probably don't speed me up because you won't be able to understand what I'm saying because I talk really fast all the time. What do you think about pound Swiss? Okay, we'll do some analysis. So we're breaking out to the downside, so just watch that. Keep your eyes on that. Sorry, bear with me a sec. I've realised I haven't got my laptop open. Has anybody else got facial recognition on their laptop, or I've got Microsoft Surface? Some days it recognizes me and some days it doesn't, and I get quite offended when it doesn't recognize me because I'm thinking, what do I look like today that I didn't look like yesterday? Not let me in. Hello. Wait a minute. Pound Swiss. Let's have a quick look at that first. So we're doing analysis. There's no ADRs obviously to look at so far. So we're doing analysis of the RSIs because we've got some RSIs entry. Yes, I know you couldn't recognize me. There we go. So pound Swiss, we are extended on the hourly. I am short. So we've got an RSI extension obviously to the upside. So we're looking for that profit take move, that pullback to start. Target, I would go in that propulsion gap there. So this propulsion gap, it's not a particularly clean one at all, but it is a large move. We continued from, didn't come and retest. So that would be my initial target. That, if depending when you get in, that's just under half an ADR to the downside. So we've got this low as well. So we may come back down and test this low or this low here. So if we come back down to this zone, you've got a nice, at least half an ADR move to the downside. Dropping down to M15, you're just about to get a reversal alert now. M5, you've just had one. So there's your reversal alert candle, literally has just gone in. So nice downside move. Once we break this low of Asia, there's nothing to stop us dropping all the way down. So nice short. Pound at the moment, however, actually is a short. Yeah, it's a short. So the pound Swiss is a short. There's no cop bias, there's no retail bias, so it's literally a fundamental short. So yeah, very nice short. Can you also let me know about UJ? I need it to rise a bit more. Well, I can let you know about it, but I can't make it rise. So I'm out of my long on that. I would be thinking you're getting to a point where it's not going to rise particularly far now. So this propulsion gap fill today. ADR, we've got no news today for the US dollar or for anything. So where we are at the moment, we've got propulsion gap to come back and that's done. So propulsion gap to come and fill there. So either pullback, push, or a push, and then a pullback, one or the other. It's extended on the RSI to the upside. You can see you've got some nice wicks going in at the moment. Yeah, so very wicked to the upside. So I would say we're probably going to come back down and test this propulsion gap. From there, obviously, potentially push up. The thing you've got to bear in mind with the yens today, and at the moment in general, is that we've all got a banking crisis going on at the moment. There's still banks which are, I think, struggling. And the fact that Biden came out yesterday and said this banking crisis is not over, is worrying, because it kind of says to me that his advisors may be saying there's other things happening in the background, and we might have some more banks that are going to need bailing out. If that happens, we're going to run into those safe havens again. So we're going to get more money coming into the yen, which means obviously everything's going to drive down against the yen. The US dollar yen, however, is also, the US dollar is a safe haven currency in itself. So whether the banks, if any more banks do start to falter, if they are in the US, obviously that's going to negatively affect the US. If they're in other countries like the Swiss, Credit Suisse, or if any of the UK banks or any other banks fail or start to fail, then obviously the money will fly into the US as well. So the US yen will, if obviously money flies into both of them at the same time, you're more likely going to get that sort of movement. But it really depends on the strength. But the yen will always power up when there's a banking problem. So we've got a very nice propulsion gap target to aim for up there. We've got two actually to the upside. We're in this one here. That one is tested. So it will probably fly through that straight up into there. This and this, obviously, we've got as targets to the upside too. We're just waiting for US dollar strength. At the moment, the yen is very strong, obviously, because there's a lot of money flooding into it still. It will come out of the yen. When it does come out of the yen, obviously, the US is going to go up. So what it'll do today, though, flip a coin. No one can tell you that. If I knew that, I would be a millionaire. And I'm not. Seymour, facial recognition gets worse around the age of 50 years old. Thanks, Seymour. I've only had the thing for not long. So it knows my face. It should know my face. It's only known me for about 8 months. So I haven't changed that much in 8 months. I've had a haircut, but apart from that, not a lot. So I'm just setting up because I want to monitor the DAX. So the DAX is struggling at the pre-market lows at the minute. There is your 15-minute opening range. So we should have all of the initial cash balance orders in now. So we'll see which way the speculative money wants to go at the open. So we're either going to push down and push up and go for those highs, or we're going to come down and do the gap fill and then revert from there. See where we go. US NDX, please. I don't even know what that is, Virginia. I've never heard of US NDX. What's that? No idea what that is. Right, so ADRs, nothing today. Nothing's hit the dailies, nothing's hit the weeklies. We are totally flat across the board on these. So it's been a really flat week so far, as you can tell. So we're only on Wednesday, I know, but Monday was up, Tuesday was down. And Wednesday's sort of up at the moment, but we've had very, very few ADR hits at all week. So this is flat as a pancake at the minute. Oh, you mean NASDAQ, right? Okay. NASDAQ's this afternoon. Don't trade the NASDAQ in the morning. There's no point in doing analysis on an index that opens at 1:30 at 2:30 this afternoon. Where it goes this morning is based on Globex. Globex goes where the algorithms take it. It's nothing to do with fundamental analysis whatsoever. So, and technical analysis. No, there's no point in doing technical analysis on indices either. It's just it's a momentum stock index. So, I don't know where it's going to go today. This afternoon it will move a lot, but this morning it will go sideways, as it always does. Look at the NASDAQ. Yeah, Globex session, New York Open. Globex session, New York Open. Globex session, New York Open. That Globex was a little bit different. New York Open. Globex session, New York Open. So New York, you trade it in the afternoon. Trade the DAX in the morning because it is a Frankfurt stock exchange. You trade the US in the afternoon. I don't know where they're going to go there. I mean, I don't think there's any point in doing any kind of analysis on from an intraday basis. What happens the previous day has got nothing to do with today. So what stocks traded yesterday is going to be different to the stocks and sectors that are traded today. This is an index of tech stocks. So what did the tech stocks do yesterday? They came down. We had Apple dropping, we had Microsoft dropping, we had Google dropping, we had lots of dropping. Are they going up today? So far, yes. See what I mean? What happened yesterday, nothing to do with today, is it? So it doesn't matter what you do from an analysis perspective on the stock market. As far as I'm concerned, I don't see any point in analysing it. Long term, I think we're still in a bear market. Based on the volatility, I think we are still coming back down to pre-COVID. However, it might recover. I don't know. The way everything's going at the moment, there's a possibility it might actually recover. But we'll see. I have a strategy I trade on the S&P 500, which I trade in bull markets like this. And basically, it's kind of like my 401k, my pension, if you like, which basically is a long-only strategy. And it basically position trades into longs and gets out and just banks money constantly. It's turned off, and it's been turned off since there. And I'm not going to turn this thing back on until we start retrending. And we're not trending at the moment. So all we're doing at the moment is this. Yeah. Until we get into a trend and we start making consistent higher highs and higher lows, I don't think anybody on this planet can tell you where any stock index is going to go from day to day. Right now, we're bang in the middle of a range. So there is a 50-50 shot of it going up or down, isn't there? On any given day, as there is every day, obviously. If you try to predict direction with a bias, you will get stung because you will constantly trade that bias. And if you trade that bias and that bias is wrong, you will just lose every single trade. So you go where the market takes you, which is what the opening range breakout, EA, and strategy is all about. We've broken out of the 5-minute opening range to the downside, therefore we're taking shorts. If we'd have broken out to the upside, we'd be taking longs because we go with the momentum. Euro pound. So euro pound is bang in the middle at the minute. It's going up or down from here. So we've got a propulsion gap to the downside to target. We've got a propulsion gap to the upside here to target. 50-50 up or down. It's not extended in any direction. So you're literally trading in the middle of a range. So hang on, let me get my... Oh, it's all in the wrong place, look. I need to get Mr. Wick in the right place. Hang on. Long today. You have any good pairs to buy? New York. Thanks, Miami Dave. New York. You trade the New York indices in the New York session, not in the Frankfurt session. Well, that went South African for some reason then. That was wrong, wasn't it? Straight, mate. I'm not going to do impressions again. I had loads of impressions I've done over the last week. I'm not doing any more today. Have any good pairs to buy? Let's have a look. Right. RSIs. So if you want to know what's good to buy, go to the buyer scorecard. Have a look at buys. So Euro Yen, Euro New Zealand, US Dollar CAD, US Dollar Yen, Swiss Yen, Euro CAD, and Euro Swiss are all good buys at the moment. The vast majority of those are based on retail sentiment being short and COT bias being long. Therefore, you want to be long in them. From a from a combined sentiment perspective, euros look good longs. All the euros look good longs at the moment as well. So you filter retail long, Aussie Swiss, Aussie New Zealand, CAD Swiss. So these are all good buys, basically. We'll have a look at the RSIs as well and see see what's going where. Did I touch Aussie New Zealand? No, I haven't looked at Aussie New Zealand yet. Ooh. My counter's working. I was just looking at the stream. Got 90 people in here. Let's have some thumbs up, see if we can get some more in. CAD Swiss. So I'm just going to go through the RSIs. I'll do Aussie New Zealand first, basically. So Aussie New Zealand at the minute, actually not a bad hourly extension. So M5 reverse alert was this morning in Asia. So that was your entry there this morning. We got propulsion gap target to the upside. So that'd be a target. Obviously, you've kind of missed the entry this morning. So that was an RSI extension this morning. It only got down to just below 30 though. So it was only a small extension. If you have the RSI dashboard, that would have given you an alert this morning to get in. But it's range bound at the minute. So we've got range highs and range low. So we're down towards the low of the range. We want to be pushing back up into there. We've got this whacking great propulsion gap. You can just about see it there. That's where it is. Can't see it because my face is in the way. Doesn't matter where I put myself, does it? Really? Probably better to move myself to the down lower, aren't I? I might do that later. So yeah, you got that propulsion gap. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll zoom out. There we go. So there's the propulsion gap. You also got a propulsion target up there as well to aim for. So there's a lot more upside targets on this. There's no downside targets. Look, nothing down below. So we've got upside targets to come up and sort out. This is a pullback though on a 4-hour trend move, which is potentially going to continue to the downside. So if we come up and take out those highs and come back up into this area here, I'd like to be looking for shorts on that. So I'd be looking for that kind of movement. So I'd be looking more longs than shorts at the minute on that. And you just had the RSI extension on it. CAD Swiss is extended on the hourly to the upside. I'm already short on that. It's already gone. You've missed it. So there's your RSI extension. I got into it there yesterday, right at the end of yesterday. That was an ADR reversal as well. So ADR on this is 67. We did 68. So that was an RSI entry and an H1 mean reversion entry. So propulsion gap is there. There'll be your target. You also have a target to the downside as well. So we had a really weak Swiss franc yesterday. So hopefully we get a bit of Swiss franc strength coming through today. So M5 reverse alert on that was this morning. Oh, why is that not updated? Oh, sorry, it's there. There was your reverse alert this morning off the back of that wick, and we retested it and we're off. So coming down into propulsion gap at the moment, so probably going to pull back up into there and then push back down again. Good short. CAD yen extended to the upside. I'm in this one short at the moment. We've got this high. There's a couple of areas to look at on this. I'm just going to adjust that down to there. So we've got this propulsion gap. So this is where the money started to flow into the yen when we had the banking issues. And obviously then we had more ads going in. So we're coming back up and undoing the banking issue. With all of these moves that started on that Wednesday, these have all potentially got gap fill written all over them. Obviously that one has been tested already. So I think we've got a good potential for a 125 ADR move to the upside. Whether it does it today or not, I don't know. It's just no way of telling, have we, whether it's going to do anything today. But that's where I'll be looking to target. It's 125 ADR, so it is achievable in a day. Once we get up to there, obviously we need to see what happens with the yen. We've got this little orphaned propulsion gap at the highs up at 225 ADR as well. But overall, this is extended on the hourly. We had an extension there as well, which is where I got in on my shorts. I got out the long, got in the short there. So I'm in a short at the minute. If it pushes up into there, I'll add a second one and get out when it comes back down again. So like that as a short at the minute, CAD yen. It's not massively extended though at the moment. Euro Swiss, short on that at the minute. Again, weak Swiss franc yesterday. We pushed up, nice extension on RSI, got in there, waiting for that drop back down into propulsion. So that's a very nice one. ADR to the downside, and we've got that whacking great propulsion gap down there as well. So lots of downside potential on that one. It's only just extended at the moment now. Euro yen is extended still. So again, another yen pair. Same thing with this. There is your issue where we had the banking and everything piled into the yen. This is where we should come to undo that position, which is on its way to at the moment. We're just about extended. So if this thing gets further extended up into here, I'll take a reversal up there and then wait for the profit take move back down into this propulsion gap. Want it to go a bit further up yet. Not quite high enough for me, but if you want to take it, drop down to M5. You've had the reversal alert already this morning. There's your reversal alert entry there. So you will be in it already. Lovely 5-minute propulsion gaps to the downside as well. Target, you've got an accumulation break. So these are two really good targets to the downside. Looking at Euro Yen, let's just see what the retail sentiment is on that. Long, yeah. So the reason this is going long at the moment is we're a +2 on retail, which means basically Euro Yen, they are shorting it. 76% of the market is currently short the yen. Therefore, it's pushing up because it's taking all their liquidity. So that's why we're pushing up. So I would say I would want to wait this out a little bit longer. Get up to there. When they've taken that liquidity from there, then could drop down. You've got a nice propulsion gap target to the downside to play into there. Pound yen, same thing again. There's your propulsion. That's where we piled into the yen on the safe haven rush. That's where we're pushing up to. Nicely extended on the RSI, on the hourly. Again, pound yen, sentiment wise. 70% market is short, and it's going up. Do the opposite to retail. So again, pushing up when we take out that high entry, you've got another nice high zone there. Why have I got turquoise? What color did I have on my other platform? I just switched platforms and I can't remember which color I had. It worked though. It's a purpley color, wasn't it? It wasn't salmon. Let's go violet. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's a good color. Not pink, it's violet. So that's going up there. Nice propulsion gap target. We've got a big propulsion gap target. It has been tested, but that is still valid down there. So once we've cleared this and got up into that liquidity, good drop down. Could go from here. So you could still short it from here. Yeah. If you short it on the way up, take the profit take, short it, profit take, profit take. There's always going to be an exit on a mean reversion. And we have US dollar yen. So again, all these yens basically in a minute, isn't it? Same story. This one obviously moved on the Silicon Valley Bank first, then the rest of the banking problem, which was there. So this propulsion gap is what we're looking at on all the other instruments. Oh no, sorry, is it that one? No, it's that one. That one we're looking at, isn't it? But as you can see, we've got propulsion gap there, we've got propulsion gap there, we've got this big one filled. That's been tested, unfilled, which has been tested 3 times now. This one has been tested once. This one has been tested once. So they're all valid targets, but they've all been tested apart from that one. So should get strong US dollar, waiting for some weakness to come in the yen. If we continue to be in fear mode, which we are at the moment, then the yen will be strong. So if you go back and look at So some CAD news I missed last night. Just GDP forecast. So if you look at the fear and greed index at the moment, what's Rishi Sunak doing? We're still in fear. So this is where the banking crisis needle was. We were like panic, yen, 300% ADR. Then we went into fear. We got almost back to neutral, and then Credit Suisse went, we're in problems as well. So we needle drop back again. As long as we're staying down here, you're going to find everything is going to struggle to make any progress against the yen, because the yen will be strong. So it will unravel. However, at the moment, as you can probably see on here, JPY, it's very weak at the moment. I suppose, yeah, because obviously it is, because everything's pushing up. This is why I don't use these things, yeah? These things tell you exactly what you already know, right? This is telling you that the yen is weak. Go and look at any yen pair. Stating the obvious. The yen's going up. Of course it's weak. You know, currency strength meters are not worth the paper they're printed on. So there you go. Those are all your RSI extensions. So good opportunities to go south on quite a few of those. I'm in half of them already. So yeah, there we go. Morning, Tony. Can you run Jigsaw on a run-of-the-mill PC? Yes, you can. Although it is, Jigsaw does use a GPU quite a lot, because that heat map that you saw. So for those of you that don't know what Jigsaw is, it's a futures trading platform. What's the date? 28th. Okay. So, oh God. Hey, I'm going to pass your funded challenge for you. Give me $1,000 and I'll give you an EA that will get you banned from a prop firm. Use me. Bye-bye. So this is Jigsaw, which is a futures trading platform. This bit here is very GPU heavy. So this will use your graphics card processor, if you have one available, as much as possible, because this is plotting graphics. This is why you see these blocks appear here every now and again. It's a glitch, because it's run on a GPU. All the charts are run on GPU as well. So you need decent RAM, ideally, and a decent graphics card is the best thing to run those on. Chris, quick question. With the market reversal EA, is it more accurate for H1M5 strategy to let it trade in ADR extensions only? If you're trading ADR extensions only, you're not trading H1M5. You're trading ADR. But you can answer that question in the strategy tester. I've never tested using the H1 filter and the ADR filter at the same time. What you will find, I'm just struggling to find a day we've hit ADR this week. We had ADRs yesterday on Swiss pairs, didn't we? Yeah, so this is ADR on this is 86. That's 108. So see this entry here is an ADR hit. It's also an H1 RSI extension. Yeah, so the vast majority of the time, when you get an ADR hit, if it's a parabolic ADR like this, you will be extended on RSI anyway. So using the two filters together won't make a massive amount of difference. That's an ADR hit, which is parabolic. You will get ADR hits which are not parabolic, where it pushes like that up to ADR. I can't really see any examples on here. 172. So that's an ADR hit. But again, yeah, I mean, that there is an ADR hit as well. That's 172, so that's 150 ADR, because this is 122 ADR. Again, RSI extension. So with the parabolic ones, where you know we go like that and we get to ADR 125, 150, virtually all the time you will be extended over the 75 level on your hourly RSI. On the ones that aren't parabolic, you may get extended above the 70, and you often will be above the 70, but you won't be above the 75 or the 80. So you'd have to test. So what I would do is I would run a test in the strategy tester. So load the I haven't got the market reversal. Let's set files. I used to have, there they are. So I would load the that's H1M5. So I'd load the set file for H1M5. This is using the 75/25. I've used the 14 at the moment. Yeah. Run that. I don't know what settings that's. What's this set to do? Let's have a look. Oh. So I'd run that set file. I would probably do DD. So run that set file. Let's try it on something. See what it does. Let's try it over 6 months or something. One time frame. DAX is just going nowhere at the moment, by the way. If you'll be short on it, but it's just in a pullback at the minute. Still looks short. Stop. So you need to test that on the 5-minute time frame. See what results you get there, and then literally just add the RSI filter in. Sorry, add the ADR filter in, and see what the result difference is. Particularly pay attention to number of trades taken, because what you will probably find is that the number of trades it takes will be very, very similar to why is that banking 25 quid ago? I must have a TP set. Just going to let this run for 3 trades. We can quickly test it. But the other thing you need to remember is if you use ADR only, what you're going to do is you're going to filter out all of those trades. Actually, no, that's not a good idea. I'll tell you why. Stop that. So yeah, what you would do then is go and put the ADR filter on. Set that to true. So that would then work on ADR as well. But the problem you're going to have is all of these trades. So that trade there, for example, short, yeah, which worked beautifully. You wouldn't take it if it didn't hit ADR. So you're going to miss all the RSIs. So that RSI extension short trade there, you would have missed it because it didn't hit ADR. Do you see what I mean? So I think probably what I'm saying is, in a really bad, complicated way, is if you're looking to filter out the H1M5 set file using ADR as an additional filter, that probably wouldn't be a bad idea. If you're looking to filter the ADR set file and ADR strategy using an H1 RSI, that's probably a bad idea, because they will both be met at the same time, so there's no point in doing it. Hopefully that makes sense. I would go and test it. So it's a tricky one to explain, but I would test it. Seymour, is there any obvious reason an MT4 indicator would considerably slow the platform down to the point of 10-second delayed response? If it's calling home, maybe. So some indicators have a call home function where they validate licenses and stuff. And if it can't make an HTTP connection, that will slow the indicator down, or it's just really badly coded. Or it's really, it could be a massive indicator as well. With a, if you got basically all an indicator is a text file with lots of lines of code in it. So if you have it's like a book. If you've got a text file with 100 lines of code in it, it's going to execute like that. If you've got 100,000 lines of code in, it's going to take a while. So it's difficult to tell. There's no answer to that. There's a million reasons why an indicator could slow a terminal down. It could also be to do with whatever else is running on your computer as well. So, and what time frame as well. If you're running indicators on small time frames, they will also slow everything down. Yeah, that will help hurt as well. David, since you have tracked the H1 hedging set file, do you recall the highest drawdown? Yeah, it's about 5.5%. 5.5 stroke 6. Somewhere around there. That's running on every pair. But it had banked as well. So if you're thinking prop, if you bank 2%, yeah, and then you run up to 6% in drawdown in your open, yeah, that's only a 4% drawdown. So it's not a violation. I don't know when it hit that. I check it every 4 hours or so. And obviously when I'm in the live room, I'm checking it a bit more regularly. So I'm keeping a bit of a closer eye on it in the live rooms. But yeah, it's not gone too bad. If you reduce exposure, I think you'll probably find it would be very small. But again, this is why I'm running this test, partly to see how far we get with open drawdown, because that's important, obviously. June, oil. Let's have a look at oil. So oil I got out of yesterday. So I entered into a long here on Friday last week. I got out here yesterday, which was my target, this blue line, which is this support, which was expecting to turn into resistance. It did turn into resistance. It pushed back down and we managed to break out of it again yesterday. So basically we hit it yesterday. We hit it yesterday, came back down into propulsion and then added back on again. So broke back above. So next target on this is to come back up and retest this high here, which is $80 a barrel. So looking for $80 a barrel. But we didn't pull back yesterday. So we got a really nice RSI extension to the upside yesterday. I don't think that was an ADR hit. Yeah, it was. So we got an ADR hit on it yesterday as well. So it hit its average daily range. And it hasn't pulled back. So I think we've got a profit take move coming off of this, a la that sort of thing, at some point, whether that be today, tomorrow, or whenever. That's when I would look to get in. So looking at the potential pullback zones on this, there's not really, we've got this bit here, which was kind of a rounding bottom. Then we got this accumulation break, which is not particularly clean, which is that propulsion gap there. That is the cleanest propulsion gap we've got, but it's tiny. So there's no real areas to the downside, I would say, that needs to come back and get sorted out. So you really need to just look at support resistance areas. So pull back into this high area here is potentially good for an entry, and that would be roughly 38 to 50% retracement on that move. We've also then got where we actually got the reversal alert, so where we actually broke that structure, retesting that at ADR would also be a good entry. So market structure, that's your peak formation low, high, higher low, higher high. This is what we're looking for as a higher low, and then push up to $85 a barrel from there. That's what I'm thinking, but it could just go. We could just fly. This is oil. Oil does really what the hell it likes. We've got oil inventories this afternoon at 3:30. That might move it. Well, that will move it. So 3:30 this afternoon is oil inventories. Always, every Wednesday, we have oil, 3:30, which is actually 10:30 US. So that's when we get the crude oil inventories. We always get movement on the crude oil inventories. It doesn't seem to make any difference whether they come out positive or negative though. So it'll move up or down. So it might be that with the inventories this afternoon, we get a pullback to ADR. If we do, I will probably add another long on because I like this long. However, looking at it on the 4-hour chart, you would have to say you are trading very much against the trend, aren't you? But I can't see this. I can't see this going any lower than 65 a barrel at the moment. Demand is too high, it would seem, to even be down here. So oil sorted itself out now with supply. It's an hourly RSI extension. Sorry, a daily RSI extension as well. So, you know, that's what I'm looking for, is a new leg up. Long, like it long. DAX is stuck. We're not going anywhere on the DAX today at the moment. US dollar CAD as a long. I am long on it at the moment. Oh, so as you can see, it's plotted on the chart. We've just come down into this propulsion gap. We're extended again, or were extended again this morning on the RSI. So you had a reversal alert on the hourly this morning on the RSI, on US dollar CAD. You had a 5-minute reversal alert as well. We've got these 2 propulsion gaps. This one is the better of the 2 on the 5-minute chart to aim for as a long up there. Again, no news catalyst today, so difficult to tell. We're back basically into this balance here. So this is a nice area of balance. We transacted in for a good couple of weeks. We were quite happy. So we had balance, price discovery, balance, price discovery, kind of went into a balance, rejected it, came back down to the highs, and that's where we've basically been hopping around. We've just broken down low again, so we're looking for a push back up. So if we're going to continue to roll over back down into this propulsion gap, which is likely what we're going to do, you can go long from here and then short it back down into there. So at the moment, US dollar CAD is a long only. If you look at the buyer scorecard, US dollar CAD is a +5. And it's actually longer than this. So it's a +5 at the moment, but that is including a -1 for retail. So retail at the moment are longing this, as I am, which means that the market is pulling down at the moment because obviously all the liquidity is at the lows. Yeah, if we're all long in it, all our stops are down there. Yeah, we long it, stops go there. We're long in it, our stops are there. So there's every interest for the market to actually go short, not long at the moment. However, when that shifts and that retail sentiment changes because retail start to short it, that will turn into a 0 and then into a +1 and then into a +2, which brings us up into potentially a +8 long. So US dollar CAD is actually one of the best longs out there at the minute. From a fundamental perspective, COT bias is long, so the futures market is already positioned long on it, and retail at the moment is the only thing that's kind of scuppering it. They're driving it short. So, but I'm long, and I'll be scaling in again back down here for a second entry, and I'll get out when we push on the new highs. It's a long. We're back down nicely in the 24.72 zone here at the moment as well. Yeah, so back down in here. So it's got every chance of coming out and breaking new highs. US dollar is stronger than the CAD at the moment. The CAD is obviously driven by oil. Oil price is coming down, or has come down, so it's suppressed because of oil a lot of the time. Good morning, Astro. How are we doing? 105 people in here. Oh, I need to move my little alert, my little counter thing. Look. Let me move my viewer counter over. We can't fit. We need to fit 3 digits on, don't we? There we go. Let me just move that text over as well. Look at this, adjusting the stream live. Behind the scenes. Right. Baggy, H1 hedge giving a 13% return, decent. Have you gone over the EA's trades that closed overnight? I haven't gone over any of the EA's trades closed overnight. Thanks for reminding me. We'll go and do that now. So, H1. Just going to reposition it over there. You can see it a bit better. So overnight, what have we closed? Where are we? So what's the date? 29th today. So we've closed out $500 this morning. So there's a lot closed out yesterday, actually. Look, 28th, there's a lot closed out yesterday. Yeah, a lot. So pound US dollar. They're not in order. Why are they not in order? Pound US dollar closed out. So that long there, closed out there. Euro Swiss. Why are you not switching? Euro Swiss. So they again closed that long there. There's a previous short closed. Yeah, so we're just hedging RSI extension, reversal alert. Well, actually, not even RSI extension, just reversal alert, reversal alert. Literally just taking every reversal alert we're getting and just hedging as we go. Pound US dollar, pound New Zealand was today. US dollar Swiss. I won't go through every trade because it'll bore you all to death, but that was a 3-day hold. CAD Swiss, and the fact this isn't an order, which means it's going to take me ages because I can't find anything. CAD Swiss. So there you go. That was a 3-day hold as well. Yeah, long on that reversal alert there. Out, gone short here today. Literally just gone short right now on CAD Swiss. Hourly, there you go. So there's your reversal alert. Literally, we've just triggered a reversal alert. So literally gone short live. There we go. CAD Swiss. So there's I won't go through them all. You can see there's loads closed out. We closed out one. So that was a drawdown control. So pound odd, we did one drawdown control position on yesterday. Pound odd. Yeah. So did a drawdown control on pound odd there. We did it overnight basically at the swap. We've got 2 positions short on that at the moment. No long. Long's all closed out. Look there. Apart from that, everything was profit yesterday. Yeah, everything's profit. We closed out literally 2 pound odd and euro US dollar. Oh no, sorry, pound odd. That was it. So yeah, good day. So just all profit yesterday, and this morning's all profit as well. The mean reversion H4. This will be quite nice and quick. New Zealand dollar Swiss, close that out. So there's your H4 RSI extension, M5 entry, exit. And we closed out pound New Zealand. Nice quick short again, short there. H4 RSI extension, short. Yeah, really nice, quick, easy, in, out, done. So that's all we closed out yesterday. Pound New Zealand was today, wasn't it? So that's it. I'm going to close out. Pound CAD is about to close out. Well, sometime this morning. H1s, I'll do those in a minute. ADRs, yesterday we closed out 650 yesterday. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 positions. So Aussie dollar Swiss. There we go. So that was your H1 RSI extension, scaled into second position and out. Pound New Zealand. One in, one out. Straight in, straight out next day. RSI extension. Aussie dollar CAD. That was a couple of trades on that one. Yeah, so we had to do a drawdown control on that Aussie CAD. And that was it. So yeah, so Aussie dollar CAD basically, initial entry was there. Oh, sorry, yeah, I'm looking at ADR. I thought I was looking at H1. I was like, why did that take a trade? These are ADR extensions, sorry. So there's your ADR move to the downside. There's your first entry, yeah. Push down the second day, day 3, second entry. Push down, got another ADR hit on day 3. Took an entry, had to do a drawdown control along the way, and then exited following day. So that was kind of 1, 2, 3 day hold. One drawdown control along the way, overall profit. So that was all the ADRs. The RSIs, obviously, I can cover in this account because this is the H1 mean reversion. So we had quite a bit closed out yesterday on this one. Euro yen. Sorry, this is today. Get that, that's today. Euro New Zealand today as well. So New Zealand dollar, US dollar. That was an entry there. H1 RSI extension, M5 reversal alert, out. This was the one we got hedged on, if you remember. So we've now got our short hedge left. We'll be getting that down here on the short hedge at ADR. CAD Swiss. That was a multi-day hold, long. This just went sideways, look. So we basically got in on the H1 RSI extension. Day 2, sideways and drop. Day 3, 4, 5, completely sideways. And then we pushed up on day 6. So we had to sit in this for 5 days because it literally just went sideways. Aussie dollar CAD, we closed out yesterday, and Euro US dollar. Aussie dollar CAD, that was a nice, quick, easy one. In RSI extension, out literally in Asia, and Euro US dollar. That was a 2-day hold, I think. Yeah, so we got in RSI extension entry on M5 reversal alert in there. So this is the hourly time frame. Obviously, the entry was taken on the M5 with the reversal alert, and then out in Asia after it pushed straight up. So yeah, really nice, easy. Everything's just easy at the minute because the markets, because we've got so much contraction in the market at the moment. These ADRs are so small at the minute. Everything is literally just pushing and pulling in ranges. So we're not even getting those shallow trends or anything. It's just quiet. DAX is pushing down towards new lows, as somebody's just said, Diamond. I knew you'd be watching. Always watching the DAX. So we're coming down to test the 15-minute opening range. We're coming up. This is the hour and a half line here where this stops. That's an hour and a half in. We haven't gone anywhere today. It's very, very quiet. It's more bearish than bullish, which you would expect because they're trying to put it down to the gap, but there's no volume, so just have to sit and wait. Bit crap at the moment. Afternoon, evening, George. Good morning, even. Welcome from Sydney. Chris, thank you so much for answering my questions. I've made notes on the settings you explained, going to test it out. It's basically H1 M5 strat with ADR filter activated. Yeah, so if again, test it. They're different strategies. The purpose behind the ADR strategy, yeah, the reason they're separate is the ADR strategy, yeah. So there's your ADR lines. Let me zoom in so you can see. Yeah, so there's your ADR extensions there. So because we spend 58% of the time in ADR, we don't go beyond it. Yeah. The ADR strategy, the purpose of it is when we get an ADR hit to the downside, what we expect is because the market is extended today, it will start a reversion today, yeah, or tomorrow. So what it is the market doing an extreme move, and because the banks are positioned one way on it, they will run out of buyers looking that they can sell to, and they will start to take profit on the move. Yeah, so it's kind of an intraday mean reversion strategy. So it's got nothing to do with RSI. RSI is measuring the relative strength of the two instruments, and it measures it over time. So the pushes you get up into RSI can happen over 2 or 3 days, yeah, but you'll never hit ADR on the way to getting an RSI extension. It will just gradually get there, and this is the push and the pull from the banks. So this is the banks creating the move and taking the profit on the move. So the ADR reversal strategy is intraday fast in out done, or next day in out done. That's what we get as much as we can most of the 80% of the time. RSI extensions are bank moves. This is our way of measuring the cycles and the moves in the bank to determine when they're likely to take profit. So it's unrelated to ADR, which is why I say they are separate strategies. You should use them separately. So, which is why I've got now 2 accounts running, one running ADR, one running H1M5. And I've mimicked that with what I do because it's they will work independently, but you will also get the same trade being taken on both of them as well a lot of the time, because by definition, when we get an ADR hit, we get an RSI extension, because to move that fast to get an ADR hit, the relative strength will drop. So therefore you will get 2 signals. And if you're taking M5 entries on both, obviously you're going to get in twice. So you're overexposing yourself. So you've got to be careful with exposure. Try them. There's no right, there's no wrong. Like I say, position trading is a methodology. You can apply position trading methodology to any strategy. Bollinger Bands, any mean reversion strategy, you can use position trading on. Morning, Freeman. Morning, Cameron. What are my thoughts on GU entering on daily, flipping bullish, looking towards 125? Pound US dollar is a short at the moment for me. Well, it's a short in general. Retail at the moment are short though, which is possibly, I would guess it's pushing up. Yeah. So retail are short at the minute, which is why we're getting drives to the upside, because they're taking all the liquidity. All the liquidity is at the upside at the moment, not the downside. So the market's moving up to grab all of that. I mean, I would be looking to short it. Right now, though, it's just nowhere to be seen. It's just sitting in the middle on the RSI, 4 hour, no RSI extension. You're coming off of a resistance. Downside target, I would say, is 196 or 196. Yeah, that's where I would look to come back to. Either coming back to retest this sort of area here or get that propulsion gap filled down there. But either way, short, I would be. If you're going long term, short term, go either way at the minute. Refinus, which EA is that? Scroller at the bottom. The mst.info/EAs. Or just put the mst.info/anything you like, and then go and click on the EA's page. It's the market reversal alerts EA. It's this one. I'll put a link in the group, in the chat. There you go. That one. Morning, Anna. Okay, all caught up on chat. Brilliant. That's all I wanted to cover this morning. I'll just have a quick look at the RSIs again. They've changed a little bit. Aussie dollar CAD is still only. Look at this 4 hour. Look, it's just, we haven't had any 4 hours in the last few days, have we? It's just so flat at the minute. So Aussie dollar CAD extended to the downside, push up back into propulsion. We've got that area up there, that area up there. So that's still looking good for longs. It's all the ends basically. Everything yen. Short everything yen. There's no other opportunities out there at the moment. It's just a little bit flat or a little bit squeezy. Hopefully I'm going to get out of this. Look at this pound CAD, yeah? ADR. I'm so close. I'm always going to get out of pound CAD. I've been in this for March 9th. Well, the 20th. I've been in this for 20 days. Look at it. It's just like we've spent this whole week sideways. Basically, we spent a whole week flagging. So we had like 3 days up, a week flagging, pushed up, broke the high, accumulated for a week. Can't do anything with it. Stuck. Jonathan, what's the reason for sideways this morning? Just the market, just quiet. It's quiet. Everything's quiet at the moment. Everyone's waiting for the next bank to explode. We're just waiting for the banks to pop. When the banks have popped, we'll move. Until the banks pop, nothing's going to happen. We're just sideways. So, I don't know. It's just dead at the minute. Really dead. When you run the EAs, can you put other indicators on there or only the EA? No, you can put other indicators on the EA, but there's not much point because you're not looking at the EAs, are you? You're putting them on there to trade for you, so you don't watch them. I never look at my VPS, yeah. I don't watch anything. I watch the dashboards. I don't watch any of the EAs. I watch the dashboards. I'm interested in what's going on, what I've got to deal with. The EAs just trade. I never look at them. No need to look at them. Jonathan, I just mentioned it. Yeah, it's just sideways. The sentiment EA, by the way, I'm struggling with this. I have to be honest. Look at that. Aussie dollar CAD in $700 of profit. So the sentiment EA I've got this one set up to do drawdown control, which might be part of the problem, to be honest. I changed this yesterday, so I'm going to give it from today onwards, I think, to see how it performs. But I'm really struggling with this sentiment EA to find a way to get in and out the market effectively. So the problem I'm finding is sentiment shifts too fast. Yeah. For those that don't know, just to clue you in, obviously on my website, we have the fundamental section in here, and part of the fundamental section is retail sentiment there, which basically shows you which way retail are. And obviously retail, as they get it wrong 85-95% of the time, if you trade in the opposite direction of what retail is doing, you have a high probability of price moving in that direction. Because if everybody is shorting Euro Swiss, where are their stops? At the highs. When the banks need to find liquidity, they will push price up. So you find that as the market is shorting something, price will push in the opposite direction. So I'm developing an EA to trade that. And it pulls the data in from the website. But what I'm struggling with is dealing with the trades after the sentiment has shifted. So what I've done is I've reset the set files up so that what they are doing now is they are exiting on every 4-hour candle close that is profitable. But they're also doing drawdown control when we get to $1,000 in drawdown, and it's risking $500 basically based on half an ADR move. So what we're looking for is if price pushes one ADR away from us after we've taken our initial trade, it will start to scale out of that position. So I've just adjusted the set files to do all of that yesterday. But I'm struggling. It's an intraday strategy, and I think it's one of those things you've got to use with either with a stop loss based strategy, or you've got to watch for some kind of change in direction and get out quick. But I'm just struggling to find a way in and out. I have to be honest. I'm not good at intraday strategies. That's not how I trade, and this is very much an intraday thing. If you look at the historical retail sentiment, you'll see how much it changes on a day by day basis. So you've got to be very fluent in and out with the market. So Euro US dollar, for example, this is going back to January. So you can see how on an intraday basis, it will fluctuate quite a lot. Yeah, each of those dots is an hour. So, we're going from sort of down here all the way up to there. Yeah, so that is probably about 15% of the market being long to flipping to over half the market actually long. So obviously the direction of bias the banks will take the market is going to shift very, very quick. So what I was hoping to do was develop a swing trading strategy with it, but it moves too fast. So if any of you that have been in here for a while, coming to the live rooms, have got any ideas on ways to trade this, I'll be open to ideas, but I'm fast losing the will to live with it, to be honest. It works extremely well, and obviously when you're using it as part of the directional bias scorecard, as a whole, it's brilliant. But on its own, and this is the problem I had, I explained this, when I first started trading this many years ago, trading against retail, I struggled because I was using a stop loss and I was getting stopped out a lot. And then I realized, obviously, that these movements are very, very quick. So you've got to be on the ball with them. And now I'm trying to develop a position trading strategy around retail. I'm having trouble. Hey, Helpy FX Signals. Welcome back. Hello. Nice to see you again. thankful for the Healthy FX Signals info you gave, Googled it, signed up for their free group, and now making profits. Cheers. Healthy FX Signals was great. Please don't go to Healthy FX Signals. This is a standing joke in here. Let me just report them again. Unwanted commercial content or spam. So Healthy FX Signals will take your money and they will provide you with a 95% strike rate, because everybody in the market can achieve 95. But if you want to go with the free one, they'll only give you 75% strike rate. I know that many traders that can make 75% strike rate. Please. But anyway, standing joke. Look, I can make 24,337 pips for you. And on average, they will make you 3,900 to 11,200 pips a year, which is great, which is one trade on the US dollar SAR. I love being sarcastic. Let's go pound CAD. Here we go. Pound CAD is on the move, everybody. We are Oscar Mike. Helpy. Oh, love them. I love spammers. It's always good to get a spammer in here. Provides entertainment, doesn't it? Helpy, yeah. Morning, Shroud. Morning, Big Papa. Morning, Miura. If I haven't said morning already. I'll take the free for 75% strike rate. Go for it, Evan. Good luck. Let me know how you get on. You don't need more than 75% strike. If I could achieve 75% strike rate, I'd be a multi-millionaire by now. So with everybody else. Oh, God, DAX. Back inside the opening range. Okay. So we had limit buys at the lows. Not going anywhere today. The market is just flat today. We've got a bit of movement on the pound. Let's see if this is pound dropping or CAD strength. So this looks like pound. It's a bit of pound weakness coming through. I would imagine the CAD is pushing at the same time. Yeah, this is Canadian. This is mainly Canadian dollar strength we've got coming through at the moment. You see all pairs coming down against the CAD. So this is CAD strength. So pound CAD. Obviously, pound is a little bit weak today, so obviously pound CAD is moving the fastest. So I'm getting close to getting a break even on this. This thing's annoying. Hasn't even triggered my trailing stop yet. I'm at break even on that at the moment. Well, I'm not. I'm just slightly in drawdown because my stop is still there. I'm using a 110% stop on the 5 minute. So 5 minute opening range was 5 minute opening range low was there. So my stop basically is 110% trailer, and all we've done is push down. So it's break even basically. Not getting back in that today. It's just sideways. It's going to go. So I would say we're probably going to go either in a minute, i.e. around about an hour and a half in, we start to get a little bit of money coming through. If not, then we'll go in New York. So I'll be back for the New York Open. We'll see if we get a rally then. But at the moment it's flat. David, the VPS you recommend on the website, will they assist you in setting up the VPS? No. Would you be able to make a video on how to do it? You don't need to set anything up. You literally log into it. All you do, I'll log out. All you do is you get remote desktop. Yeah, remote desktop connection, which is with Windows. You put the IP address in. They'll give you the username and password for the server, which is going to be administrator and a password because it's the root administrator password logins. And then you connect. That's it. And you're in. It's basically, it's just a Windows computer. Literally, it's exactly the same as you're on now. It's a Windows computer. And all you're doing is you're logging into another Windows computer somewhere else in the world. And you just go to your web browser, you download MT4, you copy all your indicators up there, EAs up there, whatever you want to do, or you download them from the marketplace. You need to download them from the marketplace if they're commercial ones because they'll be encoded to that VPS. And that's it. There's nothing to learn. Literally, it's remote desktop. But if you YouTube it, you'll find loads of resources out there on it. Shroud, am I using a condenser mic for voiceover? I'm not at the moment. I'm using my new webcam. My mic is no longer in use. He's over there. He's relegated. Look, poor old Mike. Look, Mike. This is Mike. If anybody doesn't know Mike. So yeah, basically, there's very little difference in the input for audio. I did a test. I did 2 test recordings, one using the cam mic and one using that mic. And the mic was a little bit less echoey, but it was marginal. So where can I catch up with the hedging strategy? The hedging strategy is on the website, but that's the 5-minute one. The hourly one, the set file is in the Telegram group. If you Google, don't Google, if you go into the files section in the Telegram group and just type in set, it's literally, it's the second last file uploaded. It's called Lee H1 Hedge Test Set. That's the set file, which is this one here. Yeah, go and look at the settings. Basically, there's nothing really to catch up on. I'm just running a live test. I've done some back testing. I did a massive experiment basically on the M5 hedging set file, which is basically all it's doing is literally on M5. It's getting in on RSI extensions. Yeah, so we get an RSI extension, we go long. Yeah. So that's really all it does. The hourly version of it, which I haven't got in there, just grab it. The hourly version, literally all this is doing is getting in. So there's no RSI filters used at all. There's no moving average filters. There's no higher time frame. There's no ADR. Nothing. Literally, all it is doing is every time we get a hourly reversal alert, it takes it. So it's basically blind trading, if you like, on market structure. So it literally trades every market structure break, and then it scales into the positions, half an ADR apart as a minimum, and it takes half an ADR in profit. That's literally all it's doing. But if it moves 1.5 ADR away, it does a third of the position as drawdown. Yeah, so it does drawdown control automatically. But because it's scaling in so nicely on the waves, obviously it's not using RSI. It works really, really well on any instrument that is trending, that is range bound. So what I wanted to do was test how much drawdown literally just blind taking H1 reverse alerts would do. So I wanted to test basically if I just got into the market every time we had a reversal alert, and I just went for half an ADR, because obviously the market spends 58% of its time, yeah, inside of ADR. So I thought if I get in there and all I try and grab is half an ADR out of it, which is achievable 58% of the time, as long as the market is moving in structure, it should, as we go down, bank, and then if we go up and it doesn't get to target and we need a second position, it will take a short, and that profit is used to do drawdown control. So it cancels the drawdown control out. So from the calculations I did, as long as we only get into 2 to 3 positions, yeah, here, we should be fine. Yeah, when we get over that, those trades will probably start to make a small loss. But as the market spends 80% of its time in mean reversion, with a 58% strike rate of being within an ADR, the odds are it will continuously just bank money, and that's basically what it's doing. So what this live forward test is doing is showing me what the drawdown is going to get up to if I ran it on every single pair. So I think what we need to do is limit this, which is why the experiment is running, to anything that is range bound on the bias scorecard, because there's nothing here in theory that should ever get into a squeeze, because there's no fundamental bias long or short on them. The only thing we've got that will affect these the vast majority of the time from a directional basis will be retail. So when retail go long, the market will push down. We will then take a reversal alert of break of structure to the other side. As retail start to get stopped out, the market will push back up again. They will flip long and it will push harder that way. So in theory, all these pairs should spend the vast majority of the time fluctuating either in a range or in a shallow trend. And the H1 set file that I'm using just takes advantage of that. It gets in and out of the market constantly. So it's a great set file, but what concerns me is the drawdown, because I want to use this for prop. So this is what the live test is for. The back tests all look good. The testing that I did on distance of drawdown looks fine. And obviously the results are as expected at the moment. So we'll see. But it is a very blunt instrument. Literally, it's H1 reverse alerts, get in, get out. So it's kind of like an H1 scalper. But the beauty of the H1, and this is why I love the H1 time frame and why I use it so much, is because it swings so much. Everything, pound CAD is a bad example. Thanks for the follow, whoever that was. That's the first one today. Look, Yamtan, welcome aboard. First follow of the day. Look, people aren't subscribing. Thumbs up, subscribe, bell. You know you want to. Then you'll get notified when I come online. As it says in the text down there, which I was hoping everyone was going to read and do, but nobody's reading it and doing it. So yeah, the beauty of the H1, forgetting this pair for the moment, is, when you get a reversal alert, usually within H1, we're just swinging. Let's look at another example. Any other pair, really. Yeah. So as long as it's doing this, it will go short, 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 4 times winners on the shorts. Yeah. And we will scale into longs, longs, longs. Yeah. And we're using a 1.3 multiplier. So on the first entry, if we don't get half an ADR, that's all we're looking for. Yeah. So from there, we're looking to go that far. We're looking to move, literally, on this pair, we're looking to move 32 pips. That's what we're looking for. Literally, from there to there. We're in and we're out. Yep, so that reversal alert there, out. That reversal alert there would be out there. Yeah. In fact, it's probably in this euro pound now. So as long as we're scaling in a decent distance apart, half an ADR, using a 1.3 multiplier, as long as we get a profit take on each leg, we'll get out. Pretty much. So that is the theory and the strategy. DAX is just pushing up to 5-minute opening range high. I'm not taking any more trades on this. I stop at 11:30. Well, 9:30 rather. 11:30 broker time, 9:30 my time. An hour and a half in, I'm not interested anymore. If this hasn't gone, this is an opening range breakout EA, yeah? It trades the opening range. The opening range is dead. So I'm out of that. Anyway, so there you go. That's the strategy. Caught up. Oh, where's the chat gone? Dabas, what's your performance over the last year? I can find any such videos other than recent weekly performance video. In the live room every day, come in here. My performance over the last year, don't know. How do you measure performance? If you want it as a percentage, 137% or something. If you want it as monetary, lots. If you want my prop trading history, 6 figures. Don't know how you measure it. If you want to know what the EAs are doing, these are the EAs that I use. That one has done 14%. This one's done 7. That's done 15. That's done 25 this month. Give you an idea. I don't publish my trading figures. Monkey, does the H1 hedge set file have to have the RSI set to true? Sorry, my dog's going to the groomers. If you just heard the dog in the background, she's going mental. She loves going to get a haircut. Don't know why. Does the H1 hedge set file have to have the RSI set to true? No. No. You can do if you want to. So if you set the RSI to true on the H1, yeah, and say use 70, for example, you're going to miss that. So there's an H1 reverse alert there. Wasn't extended. You're going to miss that. It's hedging. The whole purpose is it wants to be in and out of the market all the time. So we go short there, out. We go long there, out. Yeah. So just that's its purpose. What it won't do is it won't take any of those. It won't get that move because there's no reversal alert in there on the hourly. That would have been your reversal alert there, and then it pushed up and made a new high. Sorry, the dog's going nuts. Yeah, there you go. Hopefully that answers that one. Swiss seems to have gained some strength. Yep, that's coming down, which is good. Yeah, Aussie Swiss coming down very nicely. So again, target on this one, look, 35 pips. That's all I'm looking for. See how easy it is. This is why it banks so much. It's so easy to get target. Yeah, it's very, like I said, 58% of the time, this is why the ADR indicator's there. 58% of the time, market stays within ADR. So if you target any amount of pips within the average daily range for that particular instrument, you can hit it really easily, which is why it banks constantly and it's in very little drawdown because it doesn't take much to get you out of the trade, does it? All these strategies out there where you go for a 3R return on a, so you got in there, your stops there. If you want a 3R return on this is a good example. Look, this one. This Aussie dollar Swiss trade. So if I put a fib on this, look. Have to go the other way. Yeah, so that was your entry. Let me put 3R on it as well. Yeah. So if you got in that reversal alert there, yeah, what most people do is they get in with, it doesn't matter whether it's using the reversal alerts indicator, whether you're using any strategy. What people do is they put their stop at the high. They go, I need to make a minimum of a 1.5 hour return. That's 1.5 hour return. Yeah. Your stop's going to be there, actually. It's going to be above the high, isn't it? Yeah, so there's your 1.5 hour at support, right? So just to get to support, it's going to take you 1.5 hour. If you go and target 2R or 3R, you've got to get the market all the way down to there. Yeah, so on that reversal alert there, which isn't particularly loose, it's quite a tight reversal alert, you need market to move 225% of its normal average daily range just to give you a 3R return. This is why risk reward doesn't work. When people get into trades, they set their strategy up to give them a 2R return. They don't realize that they've got to move the market 150% outside of its normal ranges to get there. That's why they never get hit. So that's why the position trading strategies use a small R return of half an ADR, quarter of an ADR, depending on which strategy it is, because we will get out often. It's just, it's crazy trying to target these massive moves. It's just not possible. Morning, Access. Access. Can't say your name properly. Morning, anyway. Rafinus, the Price Action Toolkit EA, the Market Reversal Alerts EA, and the Opening Range Breakout EA. Which is the best performing EA? They're totally different. So the Opening Range Breakout EA is for intraday moves on indices. The Price Action Toolkit is for scalping. So for scalpers to be able to get in and out of the market. The return on that is based on whether you're a good scalper or not. It's got nothing to do with the EA. The Reversal Alerts EA is what I use every day. That's my strategy. Yeah. So the Reversal Alerts EA, I would say, is the best return because that's what I use to make my money, basically. That's my bread and butter. Jonathan, you love some of the TikToks exposing these signal groups on Telegram. Turns out they get you to put $300 in a specific broker. Then you have to place a losing trade, but hold it for 4 minutes. This activates the signal group owner's commission. Yeah. It's all a scam. There's no signal group out there that isn't a scam, apart from Tom Hugard. There's a few that aren't scams, actually. There's, any paid ones, basically. If you're in a paid signal group, then fine. If they provide good signals, you can follow those signals, and they've got a good track record, fine. But any signal group that gives you free signals, they are after your money in some other way. It's just the way it works, isn't it? They're after a commission, an affiliation. Normally, as you say, it's a broker thing. I get approached by brokers all the time. My inbox, literally every week, there's a broker in there saying, we noticed you run a YouTube channel. We noticed you've got a website to do with trading. Would you like to become an affiliate? And basically send everybody our way. We will give you, and this is the thing that will shock you, we will give you 50% of their deposit. 50%. So if you go and trade with a broker that I've referred you to and you deposit $1,000 in there, 90% of people will lose 90% of their balance within 90 days. So they know that every $1,000 deposited with them, they will make 900. So they'll give me 450, they will take 450 because they take the other side of your trade. That's how this industry works. Unless you become a position trader, in which case then they don't like you anymore because you start making money and then they don't take the other side of your trade. You go onto their A book and you basically just pay a commission and they make no money out of you at all, apart from commissions. DAX about to go long now. Diamond, it's not even got enough legs to do that. Just leave it today. It's in a mood. Everything's in a mood apart from the Swiss franc and the Canadian dollar. So if you're not in any CAD and you're not in any Swiss, everything's in a mood. Thankfully, I'm on both. Eldar, I wish I would understand your tools, but I know that when I buy your EA and stuff, I will definitely make losses. All I would say to that is, if you don't understand the tools, don't use them. And if you don't understand my tools, I don't know what you will ever understand. Yeah, the market reversal alerts EA, right? There's a 12-hour bootcamp on position trading methodology that teaches you everything you need to know about position trading, right? The EA is designed and built to execute every strategy I teach in the bootcamp, fully automated so that you can't do it wrong. And there is a 2.5-hour video explaining how to set it up. If by watching that and watching that, you can't make money, I don't know how else to help. I don't think there's anybody out there that manufactures products that goes into this much detail. Oh, and also the 8 hours of live rooms I run every day. What more do you want? I can hold your hand if you like. Sorry, I'm being pedantic, but I don't know what else I can, Stop calling us stupid, Anna. I'm not calling you stupid. All I'm saying is I don't know what else I can do. I will, however, say that some people are very difficult to help. I'm not saying you are one of these people, Eldar. Obviously, I'm not having a go at you here at all. Yeah. But I go watch the bootcamp, yeah, and then watch the EA video. If you haven't got it by the end of that, it's probably not the right strategy, is all I would say. But some people, I have this thing in Telegram group where someone says, or someone in here in the live room, they go, this might be a stupid question, but, and if you say that and you've never asked the question before, it's not a stupid question, is it? Because you don't know the answer. If, however, you have asked the question before and you ask the question again, it's a stupid question because you know the answer to it. So then I would turn around and say, well, that's stupid. But there are people that contact me who I send to the website. I send them all the information they want. I send them a set file. I send them information on how to set up the EAs on systems. And then they come back and say it's not taking any trades. And I explain to them why it's not taking any trades. And then they come back and say things like, why has it not got into another trade? Well, because the RSI hasn't got extended, or it hasn't gone far enough, or there's a reason. Which brings me back to the original point where you started, which was learning the strategies. And there's this cycle that people want to do, but people miss massive parts of it, which is why I say to everybody, go and watch the Position Trading Bootcamp, and do not go and watch this video. My statistics on YouTube tell me that this video is watched way, way, way more hours than any of the other 4, which tells me that people are missing all the fundamentals as to why these strategies work. You can't just go and execute a strategy if you don't know the methodology behind the strategy. The reason these strategies work is because banks go and move in cycles. If you don't understand market movement, you won't understand the strategy. You will understand the rules for the strategy, when this does this, do that, but you won't understand why you're going to make money, and you won't understand what to expect when you enter a position. If you haven't done the drawdown control, as soon as you go 4 positions into drawdown, you will panic, but you won't understand what's coming next because you haven't watched those bits of the videos. Yeah, so this is why I've tried to put it together in this format in day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, because there's a specific set of instructions you need to understand, or market conditions you need to understand, or things that have to happen in that order, and you can't do the strategy bit last. And this is where I think I get these, they're not stupid people. I'm not saying people are stupid. What I'm saying is they just have missed the bit that's important. All the answers are in the bootcamp. If you watch them all in order and watch them twice and spend 24 hours watching these videos over a period of 2 weeks, it will just click. And it's obvious what's going to happen. So I'm not saying anybody's stupid, but there's some people that I guess don't want to help themselves. I suppose they just want the Holy Grail. They want the Lambo, don't they? That's kind of it. But we know that. And Elder, you're not alone. Anna, you understand. You've been in here long enough. I didn't see the boot camp. Yeah, cool. Go and watch it. I wouldn't say no to the holding hand part. I don't have time. I spend my entire life in here. This is the holding hand. This is what this is for. The live rooms, the reason I do these live rooms is first of all to keep myself in check, make sure I'm doing stuff properly, and secondly to help people do this. This is the hand holding. Yeah. And people keep asking me for one-to-one mentoring, and I say, why don't you come in the live room? I haven't got time. When are you going to get mentored then? If you can't come in here during the morning session or the afternoon session, I'm not giving up my evenings, even if you pay me. Anna, you're watching Bootcamp Day 3. Good one. You're doing it in order, see? You're doing it right. Diamond, so many times I've been tempted to reach out to Lee for personal advice, and I've realized I already know how he would advise me. Sorry, bear with me 1 second. Doorbell. Oh no, hang on. I don't need to get it. The wife's here. So many times I already knew how he would advise me, and I've managed to do it on my own. Just think, what would Lee do exactly? But I don't mind people reaching out to me, obviously. That's what Telegram's for. Eldar, how often does the EA do mistakes? It doesn't. What do you mean by mistake? The EA will do what you tell it to do. So it's garbage in, garbage out. So if you tell it to do something stupid, it will do something stupid. Every EA you ever put on any account, the first thing you do is you go into the strategy tester, you load up the set file, and you run it in there. Yeah. And you watch it in live mode, you watch it trade. And you make sure it's doing exactly what you want it to do, and make sure it's doing what you're expecting it to do. Because if you put it on a live account and it suddenly goes haywire, then I don't know what this is set to do. You're going to get burned. So it doesn't make mistakes. If you mean how often does it lose, I don't know. It depends what the market does, doesn't it? Again, if you go and watch the bootcamp, you'll understand why. Actually, not the bootcamp. What you want to do is go to this page, the other free trading videos. And you want to go and watch this video here. It's only 10 minutes long. And this will explain why no EA can ever give you the same results moving forward as it can in a backtest, because the conditions we have traded in the past will never occur again. You are not in control. The market is in control. Steve, yeah, I consistently want to ask him stuff, but he has explained it all already in the bootcamp. So I bite my tongue and go and rewatch for free. I don't mind asking in here, Steve. If people want to ask questions in here, this is what this is for. This is why I do it. Questions. So if there's something in the bootcamp that is a specific thing that you want clarification on, I will do that in here. It's not a problem. I'm happy to do that. It's when people come in and say, what's your strategy? I can't answer that. It's too long. It's 10 hours. But if you come in here and say, can you just explain again how the market works? Or can you just explain again the theory behind the retest arrows on the market reverse alerts indicator? Or can you just re-explain elastic band theory? That sort of stuff. It's fine because everybody learns at the same time from it. But obviously everybody that learns elastic band theory in here on the back of a question will be learning something out of context because they won't know why the elastic band gets stretched in the first place, which I guess I would explain. Baggy, Lee is the best trader I met in 6 years. Straight to the point and tell you how it is. You haven't met many traders then. There's a difference between asking something about the tools or strategies versus I need help me with my portfolio because I have an X drawdown. That's what I want to hear as well. You know, that's one of the reasons I've got the EAs running on this VPS, taking all the trades, is so that if somebody comes and says, we had somebody that was in Cadjen, was it Anna? I think it was Anna, wasn't it? Was it you in Cadjen? Short, long? I think, yeah. I'm not sure who it was, but someone was in Cadjen long from here, where I got in, and I got out here. So whoever it was missed their exit, and they're still in it, or were still in it. Hopefully now, though, we'll be out because we've moved down 475 pips, and we've moved up 300. So you've definitely got an exit on it. But this is the sort of thing I want people to say, and this is why I built I put the Telegram group together, was for that very purpose. But people are too scared to share their drawdown. I think that's what it is, which I understand. But it doesn't mean you've done something wrong necessarily. It just means that you're in a pickle and you need help, which is basically I need some analysis on it. I don't have a problem answering that sort of question. I don't have a problem answering any question. And you know me, I will just tell you if you're being an idiot. And if I can't be bothered to explain it, I'll tell you where to get the answer. I'm nice like that. Right, that's what I got for you today. So just bank something else. Euro odd. We've just done some drawdown control. So Aussie dollar, US dollar has just closed out. There we go. That was the H1 RSI extension. Exit propulsion gap. There you go. See how easy that is. Look, half an ADR, 37 pips. Bang. So easy. Look at the ADR. Look at the average daily range of this pair. Look how easy it is to grab $300, $500. Just grab half an ADR, whatever your account size is. Grab half an ADR of movement. Forget about the money. Concentrate on the percentage gain. Concentrate on actually being able to get out of a position. Massive difference. And I've just done some drawdown control on Euro odd. So that's still pushing. So that's one entry. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days sideways. Liquidity taken. Euro odd. Remember retail sentiment on the Euro odd? %, of the market is short. Where's their liquidity? At the highs. Why is it pushing up? Because everybody's short, getting stopped out. As soon as that's done, come down to propulsion. Out. Just got to know, this is why I say you've got to watch the whole boot camp. When I keep saying it's going to come down to propulsion, that's where our out is, why it's pushing up into liquidity. What's it doing? Accumulating. This is all covered in the boot. Everything I'm saying is covered in the bootcamp. People coming here to the live rooms don't understand what the hell I'm talking about. There's a 10-hour course that explains it in detail. Eldar, that's crazy. How does it know when to exit so perfectly? Because it's got one of these. Yeah, it's got one of those, and it does this all the time. That's its job. It's just literally doing its job. It analyzes the market using its crystal ball, and occasionally its magic 8-ball, and then it just makes money. But it doesn't trade gold because it's not very good at that. That's basically what it does. Anyway, I'll leave you with all that, and you can go and watch all of that stuff. Then come back this afternoon. So DAX is just a waste of time today. I'm not going to trade futures this afternoon because I think I blew everybody's mind yesterday. Everybody that hadn't seen heat mapping before. So I'm going to just trade that on my own. I think I need to do a video on this to explain it before I start doing it in live rooms, because people don't want this. They want analysis on Forex and stuff, which is understandable. This is kind of voodoo to most people, I think. So I'm probably not going to do any of this afternoon. I will probably have it running in the background so that I can trade it myself. But we'll do normal analysis this afternoon, and we'll obviously watch the opening range breakout EA trading the Nasdaq. Nasdaq, we've got a gap fill to do to the downside as well this afternoon. So there's much more downside targeting available on the Nasdaq, and obviously the DAX has not gone anywhere. So there's a good chance that we'll get this gap fill done this afternoon when the New York market opens. So I'll be back at 220, and we'll obviously trade that, see if we can get that downside gap filled. Mohammed, would you please don't forget to explain that ADR versus RSI H1 dilemma you mentioned before? Didn't fully understand it. Well, they're two different strategies. So all I was saying was, I mean, basically all I'm saying is keep them separate. Yeah, at the end of the day, the H1, the hourly RSI extension, yeah, is the market condition. Dropping down to M5, yeah, you take the reversal alert short when that condition on the hourly is met, and you get out, usually in a propulsion gap or half an ADR or whatever, yeah. The ADR strategy, all that's happening on the ADR strategy is that market condition, which is the hourly RSI extension, DAX is breaking out long. All that we're doing is we're replacing that with an ADR hit to the upside. Yeah. So they're two separate strategies. The entry is the same. It's an M5 reversal alert. But all I was saying was, if you look at a chart where we get an RSI extension to the upside on the hourly, like that, yeah, here, there's your RSI extension on the upside hourly. This is also 200 pips. The ADR on this is 143. So when you get an ADR hit to the upside, most of the time you have that. So pick one strategy that you like. The hourly RSI extension strategy will get you into more trades. The ADR extension strategy will get you into less, because ADR gets hit less than RSI does, because RSI can get hit slowly. Yeah. As can ADR, but very rarely. ADR is normally a parabolic move. So they're two different strategies. That's kind of all I was saying. So what the person was trying to say was, have I put the RSI extension on the hourly together with the ADR filter and tested it? No, because they're different things. One is a parabolic bank move. The other is a long-term relative strength move. Yeah. Hopefully that explains that. But the strategies are explained on the site. But again, the strategies, mean reversion is H1M5, H4, M15. They're both the same thing. It's mean reversion, condition in the market, reversion on an alert. And then you've got the ADR reversal strategy is separate. The hedging strategy is another separate strategy. The trend pullback strategy is a variation of this using moving averages on the daily chart. But it's in effect, it's exactly the same strategy. These two are the same thing, except this one, you're filtering direction using moving averages. This one, you're not. You're just getting in every time there is a push. And you're taking the profit take move, the banks are making themselves, yeah? That's obviously opening range breakout, which is different EA. Yesterday's high-low is a scalping strategy based on mean reversion from a stop run. Doesn't use an RSI, just uses yesterday's high instead. There's lots and lots and lots and lots of ways you can trade with the market reversal alert CA, but those are the core strategies that I teach in the bootcamp. Yeah, all clear. Good. Right, so we're out to the upside on the DAX. If you've taken a long on it, you've got 15,329 as your upside. Which is there. So there's no movement. There's no room. We've got 154.80 to the upside as well, which is this kind of area. That is last week's high, not last week's high. Sorry, that's last week's high. So this is last week's high. This is the previous week's high. Yeah. So those two levels are both highs of the week. And then obviously you've got ADR and the propulsion gap fill. Don't fancy it long myself, not with that gap there. I'd much rather revert it back to that gap at some point. Morning, Neo. You're late. I'm just about to go. You've turned up at 10 past 10. I start at 10 to 8. Yeah, DAX is moving. It's properly moving. Yesterday's high taken out, so that's on its way. Don't know where it's going. One of those two levels. The other level I've got drawn on there, which is 154.80. I'm going to put that on there as well, just so I know. Okay, so those are your levels. I would look. Watch this. So potentially we could do that, or we could do that gap fill, or we could do that and then that gap fill. Well, either way, we're coming back to do this gap fill. So I'll be looking for shorts maybe later, if not tomorrow. Right, I'll be back at 20 past 2 for the New York session. We will trade the NASDAQ, do some more analysis on the FX pairs, see if anything's managed to get to ADR, see if we've got any more RSI extensions. Those yens are nicely extended even more, so plenty more to go for there. Looking for VPS hosting services. Any recommendations for MT4? Yes, on the website. I use Forex VPS. No, I don't. I use VPS Forex Trader. Never had a problem with them. Fine. There is another one I'm using at the moment as well. But they're pretty much the same. They all do the same stuff. A VPS is a VPS. Connectivity these days is pretty much the same everywhere. So I think really price. The thing I like about these guys is their VPSs are all geared up for MT4. So they come with an MT4 manager installed, and they're optimized for MT4. So they have all the updates turned off. You know, all the stuff that knackers you on a VPS is all done. That's just why I like them, because they are purely for MT4. They're just a hosting company like everybody else. It's just a brand, but they're optimized. So, all right, guys. So I'll be back this afternoon, 2:20. Hopefully, I'll see you then. What's their name? Click on the link, Neo. I've just put in there. Can't remember what they're called. VPS Forex Trader. I think I've just said that, haven't I? Chat is probably delayed, so I'm repeating myself. If you keep asking me, I'll keep repeating myself, and we'll never leave. I'll be stuck in a loop like AI. Bye, Virginia. Yeah, so I'll be back to 2:20 this afternoon. If you're not around this afternoon, I'll be back 7:50 tomorrow morning. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell. Make sure you know when I'm coming back on. Give us a thumbs up before you go, and hopefully I will see you later. Have a good day.